How did secret diplomacy shape EU enlargement in Southeast Europe? Imagine a quiet room where important talks happen away from the public. That's what secret diplomacy is all about. It's behind-the-scenes negotiations that can change entire regions. In Southeast Europe, these hidden talks played a big role in how countries moved toward joining the European Union. After the conflicts in Yugoslavia and Kosovo in the 1990s, the European Union realized it needed to do more than just watch from afar. The security threats from these wars made the EU see stabilization as a top priority. Instead of only using formal rules, they started working through informal channels to help countries reform and prepare for membership. This approach allowed negotiators to adapt to each country's unique situation. One key development was the creation of informal groups like the European Political Community in 2022. This was a space where Western Balkan and Central European countries could talk directly with EU leaders without the pressure of formal rules. It helped build trust and resolve issues quietly, rather than through public disputes. These back-channel talks often helped countries overcome tough obstacles, like disagreements over sovereignty or foreign policy. Diplomatic efforts also focused on specific problems, like the long-standing dispute between Kosovo and Serbia. The EU helped facilitate dialogue to normalize relations, which was essential for both countries' progress toward joining the Union. These negotiations involved managing sensitive issues like territorial claims and ethnic tensions, often through discreet diplomatic meetings. The accession process itself became a diplomatic chess game. Countries had to meet the Copenhagen criteria, which include stable institutions, respect for human rights, and functioning markets. But how quickly they could meet these standards often depended on diplomatic negotiations. Countries with strong relationships with EU member states could sometimes move faster, thanks to diplomatic support. The principle of regatta was also important. It meant each country could progress at its own speed based on reform efforts. This encouraged countries to keep pushing forward, knowing that diplomatic support could help them along the way. Major EU powers like France and Germany used diplomacy to shape the enlargement process. For example, France's President Emmanuel Macron pushed 4 new frameworks to engage with the Western Balkans, which affected how countries could negotiate their paths. Public opinion within the EU also mattered. After large enlargements in 2004, many Europeans became wary of more expansion. Countries in Southeast Europe had to use diplomatic efforts to show they were stable and ready for membership. They highlighted their reforms and cooperation to gain support. The external world also influenced diplomacy. When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, the EU saw enlargement as a way to strengthen its influence in the region. Countries that showed they could be reliable partners gained more diplomatic leverage. In the end, the story of EU enlargement in Southeast Europe is not just about rules and deadlines. It's about the quiet, strategic talks that helped shape the region's future. These secret negotiations often made the difference between stagnation and progress, showing how diplomacy behind closed doors can open the door to a new chapter for these nations.